Welcome back, folks, for a new episode of Leaked. And today we'll cover the 43M Toity 3. Now, this should be the New Year's gift on World of Tanks. It's not officially confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it is, so just take my word for it. Also, we're getting a free Type 59. Some conditions applied, so I'll tell you more about it. But if you haven't noticed, this is a new format for leak videos, so no more prehistoric, primitive, caveman-esque of showing guys JPEGs on my desktop. So no more of that. All leak videos starting from now on are getting a production value boost, if you will. So progress. Start things right for 2016. Huzzah! But here we go. The 43M Toity 3 is a modified variant of the 38M Toity 1. These tanks are of Hungarian origin, but they were based on the Swedish Stridsvagn, I think I pronounced that right, Stridsvagn L60. So these tanks are all light tanks, but this tank was produced under a license from the Swedish company Landskronak. Yeah, I'm butchering the language, I'm sorry. Landskronak. So it was produced from 1939 to 1942. But during this time, the Russians already have T-34s and KV tanks. So these tanks were not really combat oriented. They were mostly used for scouting and reconnaissance. So these tanks are basically light tanks, like the Panzer 38Ts, the light Panzerverband 38, basically the Czechoslovakian light tanks, basically like that, or the Panzer 1s and Panzer 2s. So yeah, initial Blitzkrieg. But here are all the variants of the Toity tank. So basically they were armed with 20mm guns initially, but later on they are armed with 40mm guns, so packs a little bit more punch. The Toity 3 was the last of these tanks, has better armor than all of these, but only 35mm or so, so basically light tanks. So entered the Hungarian service in 1940s, first saw combat against Yugoslavia in 1941. So used against the Soviets from 1941 to 1944, no match against the Russian tanks. Just no. No. Sloped armor? Yeah, no, you're not. And the KV 75mm at the front, sloped. Yeah, you're not. You're not penetrating that thing. So mainly served as reconnaissance vehicles. So these tanks were just basically light tanks, if you will. Okay. So here are the HD renders of this vehicle. So as you can see, gigantic mantlet at the front. It's a little bit boxy, but the tanks at that time are boxy. Does have a sloped frontal glacis, but it's not that much. So it's a light tank. Has a muzzle brake. Interesting. It's a small caliber gun. Has a muzzle brake. It's a 40mm gun. But yeah, it looks like any other tanks produced between the 1930s and 1940s. Doesn't have the slope armor. It's pretty boxy. And it's pretty much it. Yep. It doesn't have a drive wheel for the back. So what this means is that it will have problems if you try to back up this thing against something like a rock or a bump. So if you have an elevated drive wheel at the back, that means it's easier to cross over bumps and ditches like the front. But if you play with the MT-25, the Tier 6 Russian light tank, that vehicle does not have drive wheels or elevated drive wheels. So crossing stuff like rocks or bumps means you get a dramatic reduction in your top speed. So that sucks, but small details. So here are the early models of this vehicle. Okay. Here are the collision models. As you can see, the best armor is 35mm, which is not a lot, but it's a Tier 3 light tank, so I guess it's a light tank at Tier 3. What do you want? 75mm? That's impossible. So here are the main stats. It's going to be a premium Tier 3 German light tank. It's not going to be Hungarian, so we're not going to see the European tech tree. No Swiss, no Swedish, no Italians, Spanish, Hungarians, none of that. I think we're getting the Polish in 2016, but I'll tell you guys more about it when time comes. So it's going to be a gift vehicle, has normal matchmaking, has 260 hit points, which is okay. Engine power is 155, okay. Weighs about 10 tons. So the power to weight ratio is only 16.4, which is a little bit below average. The average should be around 20 or so for light tanks at tier 3. So this tank is a little bit slower than the average. Top speed is 45 kilometers per hour. Reverse is 20, so decent enough. Hull traverse is 38 degrees per second. Turret traverse is 31.3 degrees per second. So a little bit slower than the light tanks, but whatever. Terrain resistance is 1.05 for hard, 1.34 for medium, and 1.8 for soft. So yeah, okay, mediocre. View range is 270 meters. Yeah, okay, mediocre-ish. Radio range is 400 meters. Blah, not that good, but whatever. It's a tier 3 light tank. I'm expecting too much. Hull armor is 35 at the front, 13 at the sides, and 10 at the rear. Turret armor is 35 at the front, 25 at the sides, and 25 at the rear. Now, front is not always 35. It's only the driver hatch and this little strip. So, it lies. Has only 20 at the front. Lying, lie face. But yeah, it doesn't have armor. Has a 40mm gun, fires AP, and high explosive. So premium shells are basically more penetration. And that's pretty much it. So penetration is only 64mm. It's okay at tier 3. It's not bad. Something bad is like 30-ish millimeters on the Panzer 1C, but that's a whole different story. Damage is 45, so rate of fire is about 20 rounds per minute. I don't think you can fit a gun rammer. Low tier light tanks do not fit gun rammers or enhanced gun lane drives, so you can only fit like vents, coated optics, and camouflage net or something. So none of that fancy stuff for higher tiers. DPM is about 850, so reloads every 3.16 seconds, so a little bit long for 45 damage. Accuracy is 0.41, but tier 3 light tanks, so okay, it's fine. Aim time is 2.3 seconds, so Gun depression is 10 degrees, so you could go hull down, but this thing doesn't have a mantlet. Well, it does have a mantlet, but it's not as thick, so you will get penetrated. Doesn't matter. And the mantlet is pretty big too, so whatever. It has 25 elevation too, so stats wise it's okay. It's a gift tank, it's free, but let's compare it with other tier 3 light tanks with Tank Inspector. So as you can see, armor wise, no armor. No armor whatsoever. Just no. It does have a slight V shape to the hull, but not enough. Not nearly enough like the T-22 SR at tier 10, just not enough. Penetration is above average, so good. Against tier 5s, you do need it, like a KV-1. Oh boy. Damage is below average. DPM is better than the advertised stats because it's 115% bonus to the loader because the commander has 105% from a full crew. So small detail, but the actual stat is 900 DPM, which is still way below average. Okay, aim time's a little bit faster, but whatever. Accuracy is above average, good. Aim time below average. Gun depression is good. Elevation is good. Turret traverse is below average. Hull traverse is above average. So, okay. View range, way below average. Radio range, way below average. Horsepower per ton ratio, below average. Ugh. Top speed is below average. Better terrain resistance, so this counterbalanced the horsepower per ton ratio. Good. Health is below average, but not that much. And it doesn't get preferential matchmaking. So basically, this tank is average. There's no armor underneath the mantlet, so it's not like you can bounce twice as many shells because double layers of armor. So you'll get penetrated with the turret. No question asked. It's a free tank. What do you want? What do you want? But yeah, final thoughts and opinions. Free stuff is always nice, so good. It's going to collect dust in my garage, so once I get a once I get a mastery badge with premium tanks, I very seldomly play them unless I'm platooned or I'm making credits. But yeah, this thing is going to collect dust in my garage. So yeah, Panzer 1C, probably the best tier 3 light tank, probably, because the machine gun and the runaround, the crazy speed, the ability of like crazy bat out of hell. Just yeah, Panzer 1C. The M22 Locust is probably the best tier 3 light tank. The gun's very punchy and it's pretty fast too, so I like that vehicle. I don't know if the T15 is better. No, not really. I don't know. It depends, but I like the Locust a lot better than the T15. So, small detail. All tier 3 though, so meh. Now, surprisingly, this is a tier 3 vehicle, whereas in the past we were gotten tier 2s. So, yeah, slight upgrade. That's good. It's a tier 3 now, then a tier 2, which is the Tekkei, the Japanese light tank at tier 2, and the light Mark 6C, the British tier 2 light tank with a machine gun. Basically the counterpart to the T7 combat car. But this is basically a tier higher vehicle. Still, nobody plays it because no armor and the gun has crappy DPM. It's slow compared to the rest, so just play with your Panzer 1Cs or your Locust and whatever. Also, about the free Type 59, it's free, but on Armor Warfare. It's not in World of Tanks, so sorry to disappoint, but they advertised it like you're getting this special, unattainable Type 59, the legendary Type 59. The only condition is you're getting it in Armor Warfare. You're not getting it in World of Tanks. The only reason you want it in World of Tanks is because it's squash face against other tier 8s. In Armor Warfare, it's basically a T62, Object 155, or the T64 Veteran, whatever they call it, but basically duplicates or clone wars in Armor Warfare. So I like free stuff. Don't get me wrong. I like free stuff, but it's not really the same vehicle if you put it from World of Tanks into Armor Warfare. Well, it is the same vehicle, but the reputation is not the same. All right, it's a tier 8 in World of Tanks. It fights against other tier 8s and sometimes tier 9s and not tier 10s. Whereas in Armor Warfare, it's pretty much a Object 155 or T62 or T64, and that's pretty much it. So I like free stuff, but just give us the Merkava if you want to be like, hey, if you want a special legendary vehicle in Armor Warfare, you can have the tier 7 Merkava against stuff like the Challenger and Abrams. Holy crap, that would be awesome. But yeah, free stuff is free stuff, don't get me wrong. So enjoy your free Type 59 asterisk starry quote unquote. Yeah, so it's not really in World of Tanks, but I like it anyways. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys enjoy the new format. So all in one take. So hopefully I did not make that many mistakes, but whatever. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
La